morning. I was a little late this morning. I wasn't paying attention to the time. I was looking up another story and like, oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be live right now. Oh, yeah. Monday morning. Only on a Monday morning. Okay, let's start from the top here. Got Jennifer Ocean in here. We got Harvest Mary Moon, Terry, let's see, Vicky, Bubble Bibble, and I think that's about it for this morning so far. Yeah, Mondays it's sometimes it's hard to get going. But we have to get going. It's one of those things. Stuff needs done and whatnot. There we go. We got another one. Hey Donna, how's it going? Good to see you this morning. Let's trade paint. How are you doing this morning? Oh, okay. Start with, I thought we would do something a little different, and this kind of uh is forward toward more of what life. He's always quoting things that happen in history on a certain day and everything. So I thought I would give him a shout out for today's little thing here. Today in history, August 12th. So unfortunately, the first one here is not a good not a good one. I'll put it that way. Today in history. There we go. Oh, no, we want it down here. There we go. Uh, Charlottesville car attack happened. Try to go past that image real quick. Um, a driver sped into a crowd of people peacefully protesting. Um, we won't say that. And unfortunately, a 32-year-old was injured, uh, or she was killed, and many others injured. Also on this date, in 1867, President Andrew Johnson sparked a move to impeach him as he defied Congress by suspending Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. Evidently, it didn't go through, but yeah. In 1898, fighting in the Spanish-American War came to an end. In 1909, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indianapolis 500, first opened. Interesting. And then we have, and I thought this guy looked familiar when I was scrolling through it, but this guy was Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., son of former ambassador to Great Britain, posed beside the propeller of a plane. Anyways, during 1944 World War II, Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., eldest son of Joseph and Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy, was killed with his co-pilot when their explosives laden Navy plane blew up over England. And there's in 1953, the Soviet Union conducted a secret test of its first hydrogen bomb. 1960, the first balloon communication satellite, the Echo 1, was launched by the United States from Cape Canaveral. In 1981, IBM introduced its first personal computer, the Model 5150, at the press conference in New York. And yeah, I think we'll go ahead and stop right there. Who remembers that computer? Model 5150. Me being a computer geek or nerd or whatever you want to call it, I actually remember that computer. They were so expensive back then too. Oh boy. Not like they're cheap now, but um, the markup was so expensive back then on computers and software or hardware rather. But yeah. Well, let's go ahead and play this here. I'm going to have to mute it because there's music on it and everything, but I thought it was cute. You got a bunch of, I don't know if it's by a beach or something, but here's a bunch of dang it, why does it keep putting it up there? A bunch of girls out doing aerobics or whatever you call it, exercise thing that is, but we have this pooch that is wanting to join them for some aerobics. He's getting down doing his he's doing his aerobics with them. I thought that was cute. Okay. Uh so let's go ahead and get to the interesting thing. And I see Lake snuck in here. Hey, good morning, Lake. I hope you're doing good this morning. Let's get to, and there's a lot of this. A lot of these are pointing out, what I've already pointed out in previous videos and whatnot. And this goes to show you the AI is being used to generate images of Harris's, arrival to airports and her rallies and stuff like that. And yeah, let's go ahead and pop this up here. Now, if you notice, there is a reflection on the airplane. And if you look at the reflection, there is nothing in front of that airplane. It's just what it is. Um, it's you can't mistake it. When they put a bunch of fake images in front of this airplane, that they should have imposed the reflection on the airplane itself. So, hey, let's make it look a little bit like normal. But no, they didn't. I'll go ahead and play this video.
In this election, we each face a question.
Yep. As you can see here, you can see the reflection. There's no people in this reflection at all.
What kind of country do we want?
And then you have this image that I don't know if it's on 101s or on a morning show here, but yeah, you get all these people with these weird eyes and stuff, and then one guy has four arms that's crossed, and I don't understand how they do such a bad job on these images.
Want to live in. There are some people who think we should.
Yeah, if you didn't notice that real quick, they erased the numbers on the tail fin. I'm not really sure why, but that's another one of those odd things there. Um, come on, come on. Always gotta have somebody up here. Say hi to Fuzznuts. Okay, lay down. No, you can't have my coffee. It's bad for you. Okay, let's get to some Israel stuff. Hey there, let me cancel that out because I put the wrong one up. There we go. Share screen, Israel. There we go. And this is, I'm not going to play this because it's in language that I don't understand. So it's basically a bunch of articles about, sorry, trash guys coming through. Sirens sound in southern Israel after dozens of rockets fired overnight from Lebanon. Again, where all we hear in the our mainstream media is how Israel is bombing schools and hospitals and blah, blah, blah. All this, but you never hear about when Israel gets hit over and over again. Let's go ahead and play some of this.
The president and I have been working on this around the clock. We need to get the hostages out. We need a hostage deal and we need a ceasefire. And I can't stress that strongly enough. It needs to get done. The deal needs to get done, and it needs to get done now.
A new round of hostage negotiations is set to take place Thursday this week. This comes after a call to resume talks was issued by the United States, Egypt, and Qatar. The joint statement signed last week said, quote, "It is time to bring immediate relief both to the long-suffering people of Gaza as well as the long-suffering hostages and their families." Some were in disagreement, however. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich shared on social media on Friday that the proposed deal was effectively a, quote, surrender deal, a comment which drew a sharp rebuke from National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby, who described it as, quote, dead wrong.
Views being taken against this agreement, the views expressed by Mr. Smotrich specifically, would in fact sacrifice the lives of Israeli hostages, his own countrymen, and American hostages as well, and flies in the face of the national security interests of Israel at this critical stage of the war.
Adding that this deal fully protects Israel's national security interests and that President Joe Biden would not allow extremists to blow things off course. While Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he would send a delegation to the talks, not everyone in Israel is optimistic.
We heard the news about...
Yeah, we'll skip this guy. And in a similar, not too long before that came out, this also came out. So they're pretty much contradicting each other of what's going on.
Hamas not saying it in those words, but indicating that it is not interested in going to a new round of talks. I think this is a significant development. Basically, what they're saying is that in the joint statement by the mediators, the United States, Qatar, and Egypt, they proposed saying if the talks don't reach an agreement, the alternative is for the mediators themselves to propose compromise, to propose a draft for a deal, and they would work on the basis of that. And Hamas, I guess, feeling that the longer the negotiations go on, also the ceasefire gets more and more distant. But I think that doesn't really bother them. What bothers them the most is that the longer the talks continue, the more chances Israel has to increase its gains in the mediation, in the negotiations. Just one example, the Philadelphia corridor, all talk about that was not in the original agreement. And now that Israel is presenting this as an obstacle, is prolonging the discussions. So Hamas is opting for the option of what the mediators are proposing, as opposed to the current deal that is on the table and being further negotiated on. The current deal on the table is an Israeli proposal that Israel had added new demands to. So basically what Hamas is saying is that we want to go back to the point in time before these new additions were proposed by Israel, and pretty much kind of slid in to the negotiations. They want a deal, a proposal that is presented by the mediators that will be immediate in its implementation. And this comes before Thursday, before this really dramatic meeting proposed by the mediators to try and find a way around this current stalemate. Hamas here taking an interesting position, and I think putting Israel in the corner in a way that might force Israel to also have to agree to the mediator's proposal, as opposed to continuing going into negotiations. Because if Israel is adamant about continuing in the current path, Hamas might derail the talks entirely.
Yeah. Basically saying that Hamas is wanting to go back further than when this all had started and everything. Which you can't go and do a major attack and then cry about it later, basically. So yeah. And they don't want no peace talks. And again, they want these moderators to again, instead of them doing the talking themselves to get them hostages back and stuff, why do they have to wait until Thursday? Why is that a thing to? Oh, let's talk, but let's wait till Thursday. Who knows what can happen by then? And good morning, Crazy. I see TH2 came in here, and I think John. Yep. Hey, John, how's it going? What life? Good to see you. And I think that might be it there. Yeah. So again, these rockets were fired, and we took out, or not we, but Israel took out these where these shots came from, or the rockets came from. Now you'll see in the mainstream news probably tomorrow where Israel hit a school or an orphanage or something, because that is how these bad people in Gaza do. They put these batteries of missiles or rockets next to schools, next to hospitals, or right on top of them. And when they get taken out, so do the schools, and so do the nurseries or the orphanages and stuff like that, because that's what's in the news. Oh, how bad they are because he did this. So whose fault is this? Is it Hamas's fault for putting these rockets, shooting these rockets from schools and stuff, or is it Israel's fault for taking them out? I don't know. I know, but yeah. And back here in the States, we have our Palestinian supporters, and this is what they do. A man indicted after stabbing a Jewish person, yelling "Free Palestine" in Brooklyn. A 22-year-old Vincent Sumter attacked a Jewish man earlier Saturday morning, stabbing him in the chest. Not sure. Vincent Sumter, a 22-year-old accused of stabbing a Jewish man over the weekend, was indicted according to reports on Monday. At 2 a.m. morning, Stumper approached a group of Jewish people on Kingston's Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. He was seen on footage stabbing a 30-year-old before chasing the group and then turning to flee. And again, how do you what good is your protest when you implement violence to get your word across? Your protest means nothing. It's when you put violence on it, or when you start burning buildings or looting, your protest means nothing. And it's awful that people are getting hurt over supporting one side or the other. And I guarantee you go up and ask this Vincent dude where Palestine people are on a map. Just ask him where it was. Ask him where Gaza is. Ask him where Israel is on the map. Almost guarantee he probably can't even find it on the map. Let alone know what has been going on over there for centuries. And let's go ahead and hop out of the Israel thing and jump over to good old Biden. Biden's in the news again. No, he's still not seen, but he's in the news. Biden admits he was pressured out of the race. Yeah. We all knew it. I wonder if he was actually pressured out of it, or he just doesn't know that he was in the race. I don't know. U.S. President Joe Biden has admitted that his fellow Democrats convinced him that he would hurt them by staying in the race for the White House. He also identified former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi as the key figure who influenced his decision to quit. Yeah, like we kind of already knew that, but who's pulling Pelosi strings? Also, you almost know. And I read this interesting article that who was pulling Biden strings and everything, telling him what to do and everything. And a lot of people still believe it's Obama. Obama's running the country because it's same policies, same things going on. And if you follow money, Obamas are getting richer. So you would say, hey, but who is pulling the strings on the Obamas? And this interesting article found out there's quite a big paper trail from Obama's to the Clintons. So do you think that's who is controlling, basically controlling everything right now? If you go back and you find these paper trails and stuff, that it's common knowledge and everything. Who do you think it is? Do you think it is the Clintons, or do you think it's the Obamas that might be running things? Hey there, Crazy. How's it going?
Good morning. Sorry I'm late.
Good morning.
I think they're both still in there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Not just the Clintons or the Obamas. I think they're both still in there.
Yeah. And Biden's kind of he kind of slipped up a few times and said, so and so, meaning Obama. He said his name a few times, being in charge and whatnot.
Yep.
So I don't know. I kind of think that they're all involved in it myself. I don't know who's pulling whose strings past that, but
the one that's more presently known is Obama.
yeah,
But I'm with you. I think they're all in on it because each one plays a role. So
yep, exactly. And I mean, this story goes on to say that, you know, he wasn't really forced out, but he feels he was pressured to quit. Yeah. Which, forced and pressured, I don't know. It kind of seems the same to me. But let's go ahead and jump over to,
it is the same. Being forced and pressured is the same thing.
yeah,
Same thing. Just
more fires. Major wildfire rages out of control on fringes of Greek capital. Hundreds of firefighters deployed. Yep. So we're not the only ones dealing with this. And when you have these high winds, you can see the wind through here. That's when it's a lot more dangerous right there. It spreads so fast.
now, is this Greece? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's near Athens.
Yep.
Where the fire is right now.
That's been burning for a long time too. A really long time.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad until this big wind comes.
Yeah.
Just feeding this thing like crazy.
Because the ship show that I watched, Captain Sandy, they're actually in Greece and they were dealing with this for the new season.
I think there was some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go through here and it's Colorado wildfires that destroyed 27 homes was human caused, which majority of the time it is. I mean, there is, you know, lightning and whatnot, but a lot of times it is human caused. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. There's always going to be stuff like this happening, but it seems like we see it more now. And I don't know if it's just because everybody has a phone in their hand or, you know, internet and whatnot.
Well, my dad just came back, like 2 weeks ago from Colorado. He said it was so hot out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the heat was like crazy that actually my brother and my nephews, I'm not sure what my sister-in-law, but they're all got the sniffles because of being in the house so much with the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, kind of interesting you bring that up. Where was that? I have it somewhere here. Well, yeah, actually, I went with a different story instead of the RT, because this one kind of revealed a little bit more than they did. So let me go ahead and bring that up here. But both news sites are kind of on the same boat here, but Zinkly, I cannot get that out.
His name's Zelensky.
Chaps boy.
Zelensky.
Yeah, breaks
There you
his
go.
silence on Ukrainian operations in Russian territory. And I'm just going to scroll down here and find his. Yeah, this is his spiel about this. Ukraine is grateful to all its partners who assist it with defense systems and air force, he said. But to truly stop Russian terror, we need not to just aerial defense, which protects our citizens and our cities, but also strong decisions by our allies to remove restrictions on our defense actions. When Ukraine's firing range is unlimited, this war will certainly be limited, and we will be able to truly bring about its justified end. And basically what he's wanting is to fire upon Russia, into Russia more than he already is.
No, that's no.
And the reason we're actually giving him stuff is for defense, not offensive stuff, meaning what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
To me, we should be cutting him off.
Oh yeah.
Saying, why are you going into Russia? Because it's our ammunition, our guns, our vehicles that he's using to go into Russia. And right then and there, Biden should say, if you don't get out of Russia, we cut you off. We want our stuff back, basically. Not that we would ever get it back, because most of it's my belief. Most of it's already sold off to other groups. And
Yeah.
I'll just
And
leave it at
spent.
that.
Yeah. It's already used up. Yep.
Yeah.
In one way, shape, or form.
And that Ukraine is still inside of Russia, and it's not like they're taking out military installations or supply routes or anything like this.
No.
They are firing upon citizens.
Civilians.
I mean, we've seen the videos.
Mm-hmm. That's a definite, because even on the regular news, they've been showing everything.
We shouldn't be involved in that at all.
Mm-mm.
And if he goes into the other country, then that should be the deal breaker for support. And there's other countries that have supported by using, given ammunition and things that have pulled back because he's going and firing upon citizens and whatnot of Russia. And I'm not for Russia or anything like that, but they keep poking the bear. Bad stuff's going to happen. I mean,
yes,
there's already talk about the nuclear power plant catching fire and stuff like that. That's the least of their worries. What could happen, because I mean, he could go all out on Ukraine, and because you got to realize that he's probably only putting a very small percentage into the war
Yeah.
in Ukraine.
Well, it's funny because even on the regular news, because I like to compare, like I've always said, I like to compare to see what they're saying and what they're not saying.
Mhm.
Regular news, it showed Ukraine. Actually, they got some of the Russian soldiers. I think that's all staged, honestly, for the local regular news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a bunch of them all dressed up saying, "Oh, we're getting Russia." But notice how, it's getting closer to election
Yeah.
time and Biden's stepping back. And now Ukraine's like, oh, now we're going to go use all the stuff that we were given. Hey, Zelensky, can we have about $1.5 billion about that back? Maybe a little bit more, please? Please?
Yeah.
You don't need it. Just stop it. It's ridiculous.
And every once in a while, I see an ad about feeding the people of Ukraine.
Mm.
Come up, said donate so we can feed these poor people. And I'm like,
What,
wait
they
a
need more
minute,
booze?
who's feeding me?
Right? Oh, wait, they need more booze for
Why
their
are our taxes going up to pay for, all these bills that are supporting this thing?
It's horrible.
Billions of dollars in our kids, grandkids,
Mm-hmm.
and their grandkids will still be paying for this thing.
Yep.
Hundreds of years from now.
And that's
Yeah.
not great. What is Zelensky gonna give us back in return?
Well, it's not us.
No, well, you know what I
It's
mean.
Biden,
No?
his family.
Right. But still, it affects us.
and-
What is he going to give all of us back that if we get affected by this
Yeah.
to help support him for this? It's like, dude, just go have a dance battle or something because that's about as good as you're worth for Zelensky.
Yeah, and this one got me here. I was like, are you serious? Well,
What?
UK doctors are now ordered to ask men if they're pregnant. When you go in and say you broke your arm or something, they got to ask you before you get into the X-ray machine thing. Are you sir? Are you pregnant?
Oh man.
I would almost I don't know if I would crack up laughing or just smack the guy asking me if I was pregnant or not.
I'd walk out of the room. If I was a man and they asked me that, I'd be like, are you serious? And walk away. Nope. You ain't treating me.
British health authorities have instructed doctors performing X-ray, CTs, and MRI scans to ask men whether they are pregnant. The exclusive pregnancy status guidelines for radiation were developed by Society of Radiographers, according to the Telegraph. Guidance. The guidance came in response to an instance in which a transgender man had a CT scan while pregnant.
What?
The decision was justified by the fact that radiation from X-ray, CT, and MRI scans can be harmful to unborn babies. Doctors have therefore been told not to assume the gender identity of patients when performing all such procedures. Anyway, from the ages of 12 to 55, they have to ask now.
I have a big feeling that when this administration is done and another administration steps in, we're going to have to open up a lot more mental hospitals. You know what I mean? Because these people, they're going to realize that, whoops, a lot of them are saying they're making so many mistakes by changing themselves because they figured out they can't biologically do these things. And it's just, we're going to have to reopen up hospitals for help. Yep.
And let's stay with the UK thing.
Oh, they're getting sillier and sillier.
UK police chief threatens Elon Musk.
Oh.
The billionaire is a keyboard warrior and could be prosecuted. Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley has warned. Probably not somebody you want to go after
is
because Musk is complaining that, you're allowed to post what you want on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. The fact being, and hello to the two people that are over there on X watching right now. But yeah, he's been posting quite a bit about, the freedom of speech and everything, because UK right now, if you post anything about the riots or immigration or anything like that, you get arrested. Lady posting about the fires and stuff that's going on with the riots and this and that, and she got arrested for 3 and sentenced to 3 years in prison for a Twitter post. And this is going big and strong in UK right now. And a lot of it's trying to be hidden from the media and whatnot, of some of the stuff that's going on. And some say, get ready, because here it comes to United States. And it's kind of here already.
Right.
Not as strong, but those who speak up and talk about this stuff, they have a list of people that speak up. The 3-letter agency, it's been well known for the last 3 years at least, that people who speak up and talk about, government issues and government stuff that's going on, or things that are not right with the Jews and stuff like that. They're on that list, and I can imagine I'm probably on there somewhere.
That would be all the news teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not
you.
the
Yeah, of course,
mainstream media, because they post what they're told to post. But the truth people, I guess you would call it.
Yep.
So I can't wait to see what comes out of this with Musk guy. Let's see what else.
People are just gone nuts everywhere, huh?
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to bring this up, but it kind of goes with our doctors in the UK. But there was a ceremony last night. I didn't watch it, and I'm sure that it's going to be all over the place. and it's going to be blocked from everywhere you talk about it. So hopefully, don't get in too much trouble with this, but no solid way to distinguish a man from a woman.
Okay, everybody just take a moment. So suck it in just a little bit. Think about it. Yeah, right.
Crocodile Dundee. If you remember the movie Crocodile Dundee,
Uh-huh.
he could figure out a man from a woman very easily, and he proved it.
Yep.
If you remember the scene, actually, was that part 2 or part 1? I can't remember, but yeah, one of those. He went up and checked to see if this woman was a woman or a man, and he found out that it was actually a man. That's a good way to tell to me. I mean, I'm not saying that people go up and do that, but you know, anyway, he goes on to say, and this is because of 2 boxers that are clearly men, and the way they test if these are men or women is their hormones. They do a hormonal test of some sort, and if it comes back being more woman than man, then they're considered a woman, even though they might have some stuff in the basement that is man. They're still considered a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So this is his play on it, and this is the guy that's behind you know, the genderish issues. I guess they said the gender thing in the Olympics. This is the guy that's behind it, by the way. And there's another story somewhere in here too, but
I agree with Lake. Identity's gone wild is the thing. We should start a show. Yep.
There we go. It's Olympic chief celebrates full gender parity. Okay.
Oh goodness.
And this is, and he's proud of himself for being held to the gender parties or parity or whatever you want to call it. But it's sad that this has taken over being the Olympics. You know, there's so many people that worked their whole life to go to Olympics, and that's tainted because of this man's, you know, vision of whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to go ahead and close that because it's more irritating than anything. Go ahead and close that one too, and we'll go back to Harris and the awful AI, and this will probably be popped up on stuff again. Here, let me see if I can make that bigger. There we go. Now these people look kind of normal up in here. That looks like a normal, you know, normal people. They don't look like they're AI generated or anything. But these people in the back here, how did they get, why are they so small looking? You know there's a big dip in the size of their, just look at the head size. You go from here and then go back to here, which should be only maybe 5-10 feet, and boy, they got got shrinked up really. And these ones, why are they? I don't understand why they're putting out such bad fake AI. Because I mean, you would think they could pay. It's like they're going to these AI sites and say, I want to show uh, Harris rallies and add a bunch of people, and they say, well, you can do the free version, which is only 10% of the AI's CPU, or you can pay $19.99 and get the full 100%, and its image is perfect. And they say, well, we'll just go with the free version. And that's what it looks like they're doing, is they're going to the free sites to get these, to do these images.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can just tell by just the look of how it goes back that the people changed, and the lighting changed and all this. There's no shit. The shading is on the wrong side, or they're shading where there shouldn't be any shading because they're under a light. And I don't understand. And they call Republican, or Trump and Vance, they call them weird. I don't know. It's I have a feeling, and this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to say that they haven't been doing this. They're going to blame it on the Republicans, the MAGA people,
Yeah.
they're making these fake images to make us look bad. I think that's what this is all about. Because with all that money that she's getting donated, they should be able to make better images.
Oh yeah.
Or something. I don't know. It's crazy. And I'm gonna play this because I just don't like him. And this just proves to me that I was right about this guy in the first place, which I already knew I was. But this is Lebron James tells a kid to back up while celebrating his gold medal. He's got it on his neck and all this, and he's all pumping his shoulders and everything. Well, I'll just play it here. And this is not LeBron James, by the way.
Right.
That's security. Here he comes. Now watch. He yells at that kid. He yells at the kid to get back.
No, the kid right there, baseball hat.
Yeah.
Make space, guys. Make space. Congratulations.
Yeah. Again, that just proves to me that he's no goat.
Nope.
He's not even a pygmy goat. Oh, yeah. All that money, and he stands up and says, "Oh, talks about how his race is being this and that, and why don't we put all that money he's making? Why don't you put it back into his people?" But boy, he makes a lot of money off of selling those shoes that's made over in sweatshops in other countries. Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell I don't like him?
Right.
Here we go. We'll put something good on here. These birds have figured out that if they act like they're sick or hurt or exhausted, that the people inside the store will feed them. Well, gotta turn the music off.
Yep.
Look at him. Oh, I'm gonna die. Nope, get up. That's my spot.
Smart birds, yeah.
They lay in front of that store and just lay there like they're exhausted or they need nourishment. I mean, they're smart. Birds are smart.
Yep. They might be the ones taking over the world next, so watch out.
Yeah, I like that one. And here we'll go from smart birds to I hate to call. I don't like saying people are not smart or anything, but
Oh no, there's some real bad out
okay.
there.
This lady does interviews for people and gets their names out there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. I'll just play it.
That's amazing. I didn't know that about you.
What do you know?
That you're a musician. But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
I
I make music. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music. I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said.
No,
I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
Evidently.
So you
think.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician. And I think you are a musician.
No, baby. I do music.
So you just really quick, for the record, could you say you don't think you're a musician?
I'm not none of that.
But then after that, you just said I do music.
Yeah, I do music.
So in other words, you're a musician.
Oh my.
Okay.
He doesn't understand the word between musician and magician. Oh my goodness. That's ghetto right there. Look at that. That's ghetto. Click the nails together. Click, 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 click. Yeah.
I mean, she did good at the interview. I mean,
She held her composure. I would have been like, "What? You okay, lady? I'm saying you play music, not magician."
You should have heard the stuff after this. You know, after the whole interview.
Yep.
The tweeting and the Instagrams back and forth, even though it was one-sided, but she called her
music magician,
the magician lady there.
Yeah.
She said that she made all this up and to make her because her being white, she was racist. I didn't see any race involved in this besides lack of IQ.
Well, the musician, not magician, the music magician, maybe. He doesn't understand how to speak English.
Yeah.
Yep. She didn't look it up in the dictionary. She'd probably been kicking herself if she did look it up in the dictionary.
Yeah. Trump's plane makes emergency landing. I'm sure everybody's heard this, but one of the things I wanted to put on here is his aircraft had a mechanical issue and was diverted into Billings Logan Airport. Airport officials said without elaborating on issues, he's continuing to Bozeman on a private jet, they added. Mm-hmm. Trump's campaign posted a video upon landing in which he appeared unfazed. I just landed in a really beautiful place, Montana, he said, while still standing aboard his plane. Now, there was a lot of reports out that he was scared and this and that and the other, and there was reports that it was an assassination attempt and all, and that's the mainstream media posting all that stuff, and he gets off, oh wow, this is a beautiful place here, and is normal, it was just another flight. How many times he flies and runs into issues and stuff, he's used to it by now.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, he got shot in the ear, and he's up there pumping his fist and getting the crowd riled up, and he was scared of his airplane because he thought he was going to crash. Oh, bull. Speaking of that, and I know we're kind of running over, so hopefully that's okay.
I didn't know that was actually part of schooling. What Ginger Ninja said, the art of breakdancing. You can get a degree in that.
Oh yeah, they even have it they got it in the Olympics now.
Yeah, I know. I did see that, but I didn't. I'm sorry. Okay, proceed. Talk about that.
Trump campaign says its emails were hacked.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to the Microsoft issue and the other company, but Saturday they said that they were hacked and suggest Iranian actors involved in stealing. And remember, I posted an article about this sometime last week or the week before about Iran is getting involved in this, the election, because they don't want Trump to win, because they're not going to get no money from him, and Trump will push a button on him. Not saying he's going to nuke him or anything like that, but he's going to put the hammer down, and they don't want him, so they're going to be involved in this campaign any way they can, and they've said they will, and they're going again. I wouldn't put it past that that's what happened, but again, I'm not an expert on it or anything like that. And our last video here is, and I'm sure people's already seen this. Let me go ahead and mute the music ahead of time. I wish we could play just little clips. I don't play the whole song, but anyway.
If they allow it on their thing, then they should be able to, people should be able to play it, but I guess not.
Yeah. Anyways, here we go. Little kid goes out to play, and the dog goes to take out the little kid.
Oh, I see this one all the time. Yep. Good one.
You see the dog goes with him. He's the protector.
Neighbor's dog got out.
And he blocks his little friend, and he protects his and that's the thing that irritates me, that people tell me that pets are not part of your family.
Oh,
because
they are.
if it was just a pet, that dog would just sit there while another dog just did bad things to that little kid. That dog protected his family.
Yep.
And there's no other way to look at it. It irritates me that people say that, oh, it's just an animal. It's just a pet. No, when you raise something as a baby and it grows up with you and it does stuff like that, that's family.
And it didn't hurt the other dog either too much. It just gave it a warning, like, no,
Yeah.
wait. And do you notice the other dog coming from the home too? With
Oh,
the kid
yeah.
came out to go assist.
Yeah, it wasn't just walking down the street. That was a next door neighbor, because you can see the dog running. As soon as they seen that little kid out there, it was going there to do harm. It wasn't going after the dog. It was going after the kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if the other dog, with the kid running with his dog, if the other dog thought that dog was going to hurt the kid. So maybe it was that type of thing.
No, it was going straight up.
Yeah,
straight
but
after the kid.
no, he has to keep his dog behind the fence, and he had let him out by accident. He got out by accident.
Yeah.
So,
and it's that time.
oh no.
Oh,
Had a little snack before we.
And this. Oh, sorry if you haven't had breakfast yet, but.
Oh, please no runny eggs.
Here we go.
Right, like a pack is a family. Yep.
Okay, let me make that
Absolutely.
here.
Definitely.
Oh boy.
Oh no! Wow. Really?
Oh, let me do this first so I get this. This is from Suburban Homesteader.
Oh.
So let's go ahead and play this. I think I can play. Okay, good
Evening, everyone. This is Sandy, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And did you ever make pie, but really wish you had them in single servings? Well, why not make pie in a jar? That's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to make lemon meringue pie, and it's actually going to go into jelly jars. So let's go over, mix it all up, cook it, bake it, and there you'll have it. Lemon meringue pie in a jar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with the world, because you never know who wants to make lemon meringue pie in a jar.
I'm making just a pie crust, and it's just going in the oven, not in a pie pan, anything like that. I'm boiling some water. Things I need a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 4 eggs, just the yolks, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, some lemon zest from that lemon also, a dash of salt. Now I also will need a little bit of butter, about 2 tablespoons, but we won't use that right away. So I'm pouring both my cornstarch and my sugar in use a glass bowl or a stainless steel bowl, because you have to put it on the stove later. And one of the keys is you really have to mix this up. Otherwise you have lumps, and then you have to strain it, or it's just going to be lumps anyway. So you might as well take that time. Then I'm going to pour a cup of boiling water onto it slowly. I want to get it all mixed up. I want to make sure that it's really smooth. So I'm going to use basically a whole cup of boiling water. I heated it up in my teapot, and I'm just going to pour that all in there. Now, one of the things about lemon meringue pie is you want the consistency very smooth. I'm adding the lemon zest. You can see it's going to float on top. I'm going to add the lemon juice, and there it goes. And I'm going to add the lemon juice. I'm also going to add the dash of salt and the eggs. Really incorporate those eggs. You want a bright orangish red or orangish yellow color, and you just want it to be really incorporated into everything. Now I have a pan on the stove, and it's boiling. I'm setting my dish on there. This is why you need a stainless steel or a glass bowl, so that you can put that on there. Now I'm going to keep stirring it. It takes anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. and it will start to get thicker. And you want to use your whisk and really stir it so that it doesn't get lumpy. So it's starting to get a little thicker. That's what we're wanting. And about 8.5 minutes, there it is.
Oh, yeah, there you
Then
go.
I'm going to add my butter onto it, not before. So I'm just going to mix that all in there, incorporate it. Now, if you took it off the stove and there was lumps, you could just send it through a sieve. I'm going to take that pie crust that came out of the oven, and I'm going to crump it all up. Just smash it. You could put this in a Ziploc bag and use a rolling pin and roll right over top of it, but I don't want it to be so fine. I want it to have that texture of a pie crust. So I'm going to pound it, but not too bad. I washed my jelly jars so that they were completely clean. I had carried them in from outside. I just always want to wash them one more time. So I'm using a funnel. I'm putting about 1/4 of a cup into each jelly jar. If you end up having some extra, just put a little bit more in there. And so I'm just going to go through. I'm going to put it on all my jelly jars. Now, the ones with meringue are just a regular jelly jar. The ones that I'm having without meringue are a little bit taller, but they're going to have the same amount in there. So then I scooped some of my lemon meringue in there, the lemon pudding part. I had stuck it in the refrigerator for just a little bit to cool it down. Let's make some meringue. Now I'm using 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then those egg whites. So I'm putting the egg whites and the cream of tartar in my mixer first. You can use a hand mixer on this too. I'm going to actually put it on my highest speed because I want to really incorporate it. And it starts to get foamy. That's when you're going to add the sugar, not before. And I usually just dump in probably about a tablespoon at a time. And what it does, it starts to change. And I want that meringue to be thick. I want it to be glossy. I want it to make peaks. And we have it there. So I'm just going to literally scoop it into my jars. I have my oven at 350 degrees right now. When I did the pie crust, it was 450 because I was doing it very fast. And I want it to have peaks. That's part of the fun of meringue. Just pile it on there and get a bunch of peaks. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to do that on all those jelly jars. And it doesn't take much time at all. Seriously. If I get any on the sides of the jar, I will wipe it off on the outside. But it is just perfect. And I do love making meringue, even though I don't like to eat it. So there's all 4 of them.
I don't think anybody
Ready to go
likes
in
it.
the oven. Those are
I
mine
like
that I'm
meringue.
not putting meringue on. I
Oh,
have
you
some
like
extra
it?
meringue. What do you do
Yep.
with it?
Oh.
Put an airtight container. Put it in your refrigerator. It'll last a week.
It's like Cool Whip.
So here they are. It took
Not
about
really.
8 minutes to get them the brownness, the golden brown that I wanted them to. And so I'll let them cool a little bit and then Joe will eat them.
Are those fabulous? Yes, they are. They're fabulous. And I want you to try making them. Think of it as your grandma saying, girl, you can do this. Or I could tell my son that. You could make these. Now, don't think you can only just do lemon meringue pie. Because, of course, you could make any kind of pudding pie.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think next, Joe loves chocolate cream pie. And I have that extra meringue. So I think he'll probably eat those in the next few days. For sure, in 3 days. And I could make some chocolate pie. Put the meringue on top. And he would really enjoy it.
Oh,
There
Dana,
you go.
right time, Dana. Did you see all the meringue? Dana was late, but she's came in right at the same time.
Yeah, you might want to check that out. She has some good stuff on there too.
Yeah, she does.
And she's a very sweet lady. Make sure you go check her out and her channel.
Ginger Ninja said she wants to lick the tops. I don't like the lemon part.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, she's a meringue person too. Thank you. And CJ was with the lady too. She doesn't like the meringue. I liked it all. I like it all.
I mean, I think it'd be better if you would put maybe some of the lemon zest with it to where it's flavored instead of just a thing of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I like the meringue pot because you can torch it. You know, make it crispy looking.
So with that, it's the end of. Sorry, I went over a little bit, but there were some good news stories.
Sorry, I was late.
And there
good news.
There is a story going around about the Trump assassination attempt, where there was, and this is all hearsay, and that's the reason why I didn't bring it out too much, is because I haven't found any proof to,
back it up a little bit.
It's not enough for me to post it. Basically, if I find more, then I probably will. They found blood in a bathroom, saying that it could have been another shooter, but who knows? Again, it's hard to believe anything because mainstream media is putting out a bunch of false stuff.
Yep.
So you have to be careful what you talk about and what you read, because a lot of it is mainstream media posting lies, and they can get away with it. I get in trouble for it, but they get away with it.
They get away with it. Yep, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
I do have journalism underneath my belt, part of a degree. So, I mean, could I do it? Jeez.
With that, I am going to leave you guys with, if I can find it, there it is. The verse for today is going to be, "My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from him. He is my rock and salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken." Psalm 62:1. And with that, I am going to leave you guys, and see you tomorrow for the morning news, and should be here for my Monday night live. Other than that, I want to send you off and have a blessed Monday, and we'll see you on the next one.
Amen.
God bless.
God bless. Peace out.